It's the I71 rundown. I'm Chris. That's Tyler. Tyler and I, before the show, we're deciding who's going to go first. Because, usually we like to open up the show with a question to get the people going. We like a good engagement, a good discussion, to open things up. And obviously, we think that you guys like it. We hope you guys like it. I have a funny question to go first with. Tyler alerts me before the show. I have a funny question to go first with. And you're going to let me go first. And you know why?
Because you're the first one talking?
Because it's Black History Month and Black History Year and Black History Century.
It just keeps getting longer and longer.
Dude, I mean, honestly, I'm only saying it again because Trump said it today. And it's like, I've been saying that for forever. Now all of a sudden, does Trump listen to Menace? Who knows? Don't want to talk politics. Sorry, guys. All right, dude. Ron proposed to me how to fix the MLB in the current structure. And you know what he said?
Sure.
Obviously, there's like a lot of talk about like the lower end teams can't compete. Ron's thought was, if you spend under $120 million on your payroll, no drug test the whole year. So the question is, could a roster of fully juiced up players all the way around compete with the Dodgers for spending the most? And would that level the playing field? Because I think accidentally that is the perfect fix.
I'm going to still say no.
Really?
Because I still believe that you have to have talent to play this game.
And look, and you know what my pushback is? What if Paul Skeens was on the juice? We're talking like Paul Skeens, Bubba Chandler, Jared Jones.
Livy Doon. I don't think Livy Doon would be able to handle all that.
She wouldn't, but it's not about her. It's about, can the Dodgers handle it?
Yikes.
I'm just saying, Connor Griffin at 19 years old, juiced up on steroids. I mean think about it. Just think about it, dude. Look, steroids, Chase Slaughter's never hurt.
If you remember, the first recording we ever did, the first ever time we got on the mic together.
I remember.
Do you remember what I said?
Bring back the roids, man. The roid baseball era was awesome. And I'm like, okay, don't bring it back. But what if you spend under 120 M's, we'll give you steroids?
Jose Ramirez on steroids?
I'm just saying, look, you feed Manzardo steroids a year ago. Is he hitting 35, 40? If you feed Rocchio steroids a year ago, he might hit 15.
Still wears those dumbass sunglasses.
That's fair. Now, Arias with steroids, well, it doesn't help Arias. Because you got to be able to hit the baseball.
Still got to make contact with the baseball.
But here we go. Quan with steroids. What does that look like?
12 homers instead of 8.
I'm just saying, you're probably doubling your home run total. Gavin Williams with steroids, he's probably punched people out at 103. He's Scooble.
Listen, I think I'm here for steroids. I'm a steroid believer.
But I don't want the Dodgers to use steroids.
No.
I want the
Is there an anti-steroid?
Is
there an anti-steroid, like the opposite effect?
I think estrogen.
All right, give him estrogen. All right, my question.
What you got?
Even less related. Would you rather be trapped in a mall with a silverback gorilla or 5 black mambas, all trying to come get you?
5 black mambas. 5 black mambas. Give me 5 black. A silverback gorilla, bro. I can't out athlete one of those. I can out athlete one of the mambas. How long am I trapped for? The whole mall.
Hours. 24 hours.
24 hours. The whole mall. Give me the black mambas.
I agree. I don't think it's even close.
No, it's not even close. Give me the black mambas easily.
Because I'll just go stand in the center of the mall and wait for me to see one of them and then just get on higher ground.
Yeah, no, 100%. And also, I'll close a glass door. I'm good. Gorillas, nothing can stop a gorilla from getting through shit. But give me the mambas.
Yeah. It's exact. Mambas can't climb.
Mm-hmm.
A silverback gorilla coming to get you?
Yeah.
No, I'm not running away from that.
No, dude, at that point, I just hope I'm making it upstairs. And if I don't make it upstairs, I got some shit to say to some people down
the
there.
worst thing is, like, I saw the question on Twitter, and people were like actually having like real debates about this.
No shot. Give me no shot. Give me the silverback gorilla, 100%.
No, you
100%.
mean the black mamba?
I mean the mamba. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Whoa, don't give me the silverback gorillas.
No
Gorillas.
No,
Chris is anti-silverback gorilla. All right, dude. We do have a pretty good show planned today. I want to open up with this. I am curious. I guess I didn't get to ask you this, and I'm going to ask you this on the fly. If I had to ask you 3 players you're buying stock on, like pre-spring for Ohio State, who are you buying stock in?
All right.
Like, get it while it's hot, you know?
Ian Moore.
Okay. Buying stock. Okay, fair.
Devin Sanchez.
That's real. That's good. Now, that stock is a little, you know, people are buying it, so it's not like a gem, but I'll give it to you.
I mean, he's a okay, fine. If you don't want me to say that one,
no, you can have it, but that would be like if last spring I said, "Oh, I'm buying stock in Jeremiah Smith."
No, come on, not even close.
Or 2 springs ago.
Yeah, I guess
That would be here we go. That would be like last year. That'd be like last year if I was like, I'm buying stock in Carnell Tate. That's what Devin Sanchez is the defensive Carnell Tate this year.
Hey, if that's the case, then like let's ride, baby.
All right.
I'm good.
No, buy your stock. Buy your stock in Dev Sanchez. That's
and
good.
Then Zion Grady.
Damn it, that was mine. I am buying all the stock in Zion Grady. All of it. And I'm sprinkling a little bit of stock on Epi. Give me stock, man, on Epi and Zion. I'm really high on Zion, dude.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the Ohio State roster, you know, it's all going to come down to Julian Sain growing up, right? But if you really think about what's going to like, other than him, my thing is, I'm concerned about this linebacker group because I saw what it was like. I got to see it. I got to feel it. I got to see what it was like when the freaks that were running 4.5s, dragging their knuckles down the ground.
When it dried up.
And now we might be going back to the exciting whites. And I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, I don't know how exciting they are. You got to earn that exciting whites tag. Like right now, like if we go from like the black monsters at linebacker and we go to the white guys, you got to prove to me that you're not Tough Borland. Like that's generally how I feel. And look, I think Peyton Pierce is a better athlete than Tough Borland. But boy, if I see you 3 steps behind a tight end again, like welcome back, Tough. And I dare you. I dare Peyton Pierce to have a bad day. I dare him to. My other separate thing is, and honestly, Don B is pointing it out. What kind of prospect do you think Sincere Johnson is? Is he one that can play right away? Because they're paying him a lot of money. I don't want to do the pocket watching thing like on the show right now. He's getting paid a fat ass stack.
You get paid a lot of money. I, in my opinion,
is he a Jeremiah Smith level prospect at the linebacker spot? Or like a step below?
Well, I think he's probably ahead of where Arvell Reese was.
Well, he's older, yes, with more football experience because people don't realize Arvell Reese got to Ohio State as a 17-year-old, played his senior year of high school at age 16.
Right. My thing is like, I saw Riley Pettijohn play.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see, about Alford because he's super athletic as well. And like, if that kid doesn't play, if he gets passed up and doesn't play at all, like that kid's going to Florida. He's going to Miami. Like he's going to transfer to Miami. And not that I'm ever concerned about losing. There's only one player that I was ever concerned about losing to the transfer portal, and he stayed because he's one of the ones.
Yeah.
But like, I just like it was fun watching SEC linebackers play for the Scarlet and Gray.
It was really cool. I mean, honestly, like Raekwon McMillan being from Georgia, like Jerome Baker, like those guys like really brought the flavor. And then it was really cool because like the SEC linebackers were being born and bred in Ohio, right? Because Sonny and Arvell are both from Ohio. Now, when you watch Sincere play, when I watch Sincere play, I can't remember to do this. When I watch Sincere play, you know what? You were a coach. When you went to evaluate players, you could tell when the game just felt slow to somebody. They just saw things before they happened. They had a crazy feel for it. They covered ground in a way it was like, wow, that person is just on a different level in terms of feel for the sport. I can tell they've played more and they're just seeing things before they happen. I feel that way when I watch Sincere, and then I watch him hit somebody so hard that I have CTE. And I'm like, I don't know how long that kid can be held off the field.
I mean, it was like, think about it, bro. Like if you're a kid and like your last class of the day is algebra 2 on a Friday.
Yeah.
And you got to go and deal. Then you got to realize, like, and you're the running back. You're like, I got to go get tackled by Sincere Johnson 20 times tonight.
I'm good.
No, I'm not playing.
So that's for me. I'm looking at the linebackers and look, there's the group of exciting white guys, and I hate that I'm even lumping them together, but there's like a very clear athletic gap between like Allegro, Peyton Pierce, and the next two, which are TJ and Pettijohn. And then the one that kind of is the thumper to play Mike feels like he's got the best feel for the game out of all the guys, at least high school film. And it's a freak athlete. And now I know he's not related to Arvell, but we feel like Glenville bloodlines are just like, I feel like you're related.
Yeah, bro. When you come in at 18 years old, you got a full head of dreadlocks, like it's a fully grown in dreadlocks. Bro, you are already the guy.
Well, yeah. And I feel like you're related to Arvell, even though you're not. I just feel like you are.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to keep that kid off the field. Somebody
so that's who I'm buying stock in.
Somebody in that group of 5 is going to get fucked over and not play at all.
Or
and I feel like it's probably going to be TJ Alford,
which sucks. I think he's the hardest hitter of the group.
Yeah,
I think so. I think Pettijohn's the best athlete. I think TJ's the hardest hitter. Him and Allegro. I think Peyton Pierce likely is the smartest. I think the one that's the best blend of all of them is Sincere.
Why can't Peyton Pierce just continue to be in the role that he's been in the last 2 years?
Because when you know why, bro.
I mean, I know that I'm sure James probably is like, man, that's me. Like he plays just like me.
But I was thinking about like the Sean Wade thing. Like Sean Wade could have just stayed in his role in the slot.
Yeah, and I bet you if you asked Sean Wade if you could go back, he probably would say, I would rather stay.
Yeah. You should lock your ish, bro. I don't know what that means. Tom, what does that mean? Clue me in. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
But anyway, I mean, I'm sure it's nothing too bad. But like I hear you, but at the same time, it's like, what is Peyton Pierce's ultimate goal?
Go to the NFL.
Is the NFL going to be like, wow, look at this guy who was never good enough to be an every down linebacker. Let's draft him. Like Peyton Pierce is there to develop himself further. And if he's already at his ceiling with where he's at, it's like, oh, I went to the wrong place. Not to mention, I'm sure James sees a lot of himself. Chill, bro. It's Olympic season. Oh, lock your hair. So you need dreadlocks.
Oh. If I was black, I would for sure have dreadlocks. No doubt about it. 100%, bro. 100%.
Oh, that's so fried. Anyway, back to the show. Thanks for the distraction, Don.
Who are your 3 players you're buying stock in?
It was Zion Grady was one of them. Sincere was one of them. And I really didn't have a third. I was kind of struggling a little bit with it. Because like in my heart of hearts, I wanted to buy stock in Dominic Kelly. I think that's a 2-year stock buy, though.
I just don't see how that kid's going to ride the pine, bro.
Me either.
I just don't see how that kid doesn't end up playing the nickel position.
The issue is we have everybody.
Yeah, but like, dog, I just don't see it, man. I just can't. I don't, because listen, you know what I think of when somebody says Earl Little's going to play safety, and he's a safety, he's going to play nickel. The first thing I think about is Tanner McAllister. Like, I just can't do that again. I'm not doing that. I'm doing that, bro.
Bro, Tanner McAllister might be my least favorite Buckeye ever, but I hate Tanner McAllister more than I hate Tough Borland. I dead ass do.
Man,
Because like at least
I appreciate that, my guy. I really do.
Okay, you guys can stop the fucking love fest. Holy shit. Anyway, I you know what I hate Tough Borland more than I hate Tanner McAllister. Tanner McAllister knew he was ass and came here. Tough Borland learned he was ass while he was here. And it's like, bro, you already knew you were ass and you want to come up here? Like, chill out.
But like that's what I'm saying, bro. As I think I can't imagine Earl Little being a better cover corner than Dominic Kelly.
No, dude, he's a thumper. He's a safety. Like, I don't want. I don't know. And that's just. I don't want to turn this into a downer thing. What I will say is I'm hopeful in Arthur Smith developing Julian Sand because he's not going to be a runner, but I'm hopeful he develops into someone who throws with more anticipation this year because I think that will be huge for the growth. But I don't want to stay on Ohio State for too long.
Hold on, real quick. Good question. Anybody know who's wearing the Block O this year? I think it's probably going to be Brandon Innes.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of really anybody else. I don't like it when they give it to a lineman, like an offensive lineman, because then they can't wear it.
Not wear. There's a really obvious answer. I know who they're giving it to already.
Oh, they're going to give it to Kenyatta.
Nope. Close. They're giving it to Josh Proctor.
Oh my God! Would you? Dude. I can't. I can't laugh at that joke anymore. That joke fucking sucks. Now I'm sorry. I'm out.
That joke is great. Are you watching the Columbus Aviators?
Will I?
I want to be a spring football guy. I can't be a spring football guy because baseball's here.
Yeah, baseball's way. Yeah.
I love baseball. I've been in it. I want to talk baseball. I want to start with the Cleveland Guardians outlook, and I kind of want to get some of your thoughts on what your expectations are going into this year, and what are you hoping to see this spring?
So a lot of my expectations are kind of this, like, I think people are really upset right now, and they've been upset because, Chernoff and Antonetti didn't do anything. And, I think it's unbelievable that people don't understand what Paul Dolan is doing. He's selling the team to David Blitzer. He wants to make the most profit he possibly can. And so this is what Chernoff and Antonetti have been given to play with. And, what's the point? Another thing too is, like, what's the point of signing some guy for $8 million who don't even really and who we don't even know are better than the young guys that we currently have? Like, what's the point of that? If you weren't going to go and get, a $15 to $30 million player, to me, it doesn't make any sense to go get somebody that we don't even know if they're better than the young kids we have. And if you don't know if if you think the young kids might be better, then play the young guys. Right? I mean, I don't see a point. So when I look at the outlook, like, the culture of this organization is going to carry them through. To sit here and say that there's not going to be some lows this year, there's going to be some low moments. But I think if guys get better, there's no reason why we can't be in the playoffs again. We've won the division with worse rosters.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel good about this roster. I don't know. I feel better about this roster than I did about last year's roster. And I think it's because I am really high on the young talent they have. If they can stay healthy, I think there's enough there to give them more variance where they won't have the weeks of no runs, right?
Right.
And this is we have the comments from Chernoff if you want me to play them.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, look, we are a young team. We're one of the youngest teams in baseball. We have been for years. We have to do things differently. We're a small market, and in today's economic environment in baseball, we can't go out and sign top-tier free agents. It's just impossible with the economic landscape. So we have to do it through scouting and development. And a huge part of that, as you guys all know from your playing careers, is your off season. You have to find a way to raise the floor in your off season, right? How do you keep building? How do you, whether it's the physical profile, the bat speed, the velocity, the command, whatever it is, how do you build those things in the off season and really push the envelope on what you can do? So we try to provide as many programs as we can for our guys. And thankfully we have a culture where guys buy into that and they love being out here together.
So a couple things. One, I just think that's something that Chernoff and Anthony just shouldn't say. Like, don't say that. Nobody wants to hear that. And because the big thing is he said top tier. Like, nobody's expecting you to go sign Kyle Tucker for $60 million a year. Nobody's expecting you to do that. Nobody's even asking you to do that. Now, Bo Bichette, what did he sign for? 25?
Bo Bichette, I believe, got over 40 a year.
Oh, 40 a year. Okay. So,
and that he got blown out of the water because his projection was supposed to be like in that 20 to 30 range. But then when the Mets missed out on Kyle Tucker, they just overspent on Bo Bichette. And that speaks to, I guess, the market that I think Chernoff was referring to.
Right. But can you name me a player that was like a $20 to $25 million signee?
Off the top of my head, probably not. Okay, so Bo Bichette is making $55 million a year.
Okay, so Bo Bichette's a bad example. But to go
15 this year, then 55.
Yeah, so that 55 is wild. But like, why can't you go and sign the $20 to $25 million player? I
agree.
And I think that's more, and then it's not even really even that. I think even more so is like, can you get me the $15 million player?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if the market's being driven up, and that $15 million outfielder is going to give you the same as what you think George Valera is going to give you, then just fucking play George Valera and find out. And I think that's what they're doing. And I think it's sad that, fans are not seeing that, because it's like they've invested the time, they've invested the money into developing the guys that they drafted, that they brought up through their system, and they want to find out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's okay, because we can't operate like the big spenders do, where we just like trade away all our prospects and sign who we want to.
But so shouldn't they operate like the Cubs and the Tigers?
Yeah, I think they should, and I think
you're right. Like they can't do the Yankees, Dodgers, Mets, Toronto, Phillies thing.
They
shouldn't act like the Pirates, the Rockies, and the White Sox.
Correct.
They should be in that Tigers, Cubs realm. So while you're right, I also say like they can go give, they can go sign Glaber to a small deal if they want.
If Paul Dolan wasn't selling the team in 2020, I would be.
Yeah, that's the other part of it. This year he gets a pass from me. Other years he doesn't get a pass from me.
Yeah, and he's gonna and then there's gonna be the lockout. So my expectations are still that they're gonna win between 84 and 88 games, and they're gonna find themselves right in the mix for the Central Division at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, the pitching is good enough. The starting pitching is good enough. The bullpen is still going to be really good. And we still have Jose Ramirez in his prime.
This team feels like a fun team that could put, what I keep thinking about? Do you remember how well the Young Bats played against Joe Ryan?
Yeah.
The more days in a row the Young Bats got to play, the better they were. You know what derailed the Young Bats? All the platooning and the shifting and the shuffling, and every day you go in and you're drawn out of a hat what the lineup's going to look like.
See, and those are the type of behaviors that make me frustrated.
Right.
It's not the slumps that the players go through, because I understand that baseball is the hardest sport in the world, and it's just, you're going to go through those.
It's the longest season in the world.
Yeah. But it's the platooning thing that's the biggest thing that bothers me with this front office, because I believe, in my personal opinion, I don't think that Stephen Vogt has full control of the lineup card. I don't believe that. And I think there's a lot of managers in baseball that can say that as well.
I also think the Guardians themselves were single-handedly responsible for the early in the year Manzardo slump.
Sure.
Because remember, he started off the year so hot.
Yep.
Everything
guess
looked
who came back?
good. Well,
guess who came back? David Fry came back.
David Fry came back, and then they started platooning a lot. And then even though, man, they would not let Manzardo face a lefty, even though his OPS against lefties was over 730, which was very good for a young player. And then he came back and was playing part-time and struggling a little bit. And then they used that as an excuse to go more to David Fry. And then it was like, oh, well, there would be a full week where we wouldn't see Manzardo. And why? Oh, we have Carlos Santana playing first, and we've got David Fry hitting. And then when he did get back, what was Manzardo doing? He was pressing. And it looked up. So I think they were single-handedly responsible for some of the lows. Because I'm a big believer that, like, for this team to get to where they want to get to, Manzardo has to be one of their best players. And how do we make sure he's one of your best players? You play him every day.
Yep.
Even when the Yankees, like, and I'm a Yankees guy, I know. And I think the Yankees handled Ben Rice's year better than the Guardians handled Manzardo's.
Yeah, I think so.
By giving him so many, and even when Giancarlo came back, it's like, okay, Giancarlo's back. We're going to play you at first a bunch. I know we have Goldschmidt. And guess what? This year, when they decided to re-sign Goldschmidt, they told Goldschmidt, hey, look, it's a bench role. Ben Rice has to play almost every day. And if Ben Rice missed a day, the next day, lefty or righty, they were going to have him in the lineup, either a catcher, which I guess maybe that's the advantage, right? You can get him at work at catcher too. You can't do that with Manzardo.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, the Guardians pigeonhole their young players way earlier. Here we go. If you are Chase DeLauder and you're only allowed to play against righties as a young player and you never get to face lefties, then in a year from now we ask you to face lefties and you're not very good, and you're like, see, that's why we only hit them only against righties. It's like,
right.
Well, you never gave him a shot.
The thing about it, like Manzardo, is that, are there some left-handed pitchers that he probably doesn't need to face in June and July? Like, yeah, I don't need to see him face Crochet. He doesn't need to see Max Fried.
He doesn't need to see Max, Crochet, Skubal. That's the end of the list.
I do need to see Skubal because we play the Tigers are in our division and we're going to see him more. He has to play.
Okay, that's fair. But if you're going to let him see Skubal, let him see Crochet. Nah, I guess game-wise. And you don't want him to see Christopher Sanchez too.
Yeah. So it's like pick and choose your moments, but for the most part, there's no reason why he was your second best hitter last year. The fact that he only had 470 at bats and didn't hit 550 at bats is a shame. It's a shame. And until the Guardians lean into just playing their best players, and part of the problem is they don't have any good right-handed young hitters. They just don't.
Yeah.
And so, you're throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks, and it's like, man, that's tough. So, but again, until this franchise, shows me that they, are in over their skis, I'm still going to think that they're going to be in the mix at the end of the year. That's who they are. That's who they've been for the last decade. Have there been a couple down years in the last 12 years? Sure. But this is the fifth most winningest organization in all of Major League Baseball over the last decade. So the culture, it has to be there, and they're always going to pitch, and they're always going to play defense. And they're always going to give themselves a chance because they have Jose Ramirez. So,
what young player are you most excited for? All right, here we go. What Guardians young player are you buying stock in?
I'm a big CJ Kayfus believer.
Big Kayfus, me too.
I really need them to figure out who their shortstop is and just roll with him because I'm in. I'll be in on whoever they choose.
Even if it's Arias?
Yeah. Like, it's hard. It's like, as much as I bitch and complain about Arias, it is like the talent is.
What do I always tell you, Tyler? I don't care about strikeouts if you present a crazy element of danger.
Yeah, I get it.
So I'm a Kayfus guy. I have turned into a DeLauder guy. I just don't know when we're going to see him.
Yeah, I can't buy stock into somebody that's not going to start with the big club this year. I just can't do it.
Can I ask you one more question before we move on to the Cavs?
Sure.
Thoughts on Quan in center?
Well, it increases his trade value if you can hide his decreasing sprint speed.
Yeah, I thought it was weird because
I'm
he's
not a Quan guy. So Ben, shove it. First of all, Ben, I'm not a Quan guy. I wanted to trade Quan. I wanted to trade Quan at every opportunity.
Yeah, it's funny. There's a group chat, and I guess this is like peeling back the curtain. There's a group chat, and it is me, Tyler, and Pat. And every now and again, when I'm feeling like I need some entertainment in my life, I know that like Pat and Tyler differ philosophically on like 3 main baseball points, but they're both huge baseball fans. Pat is very, and I tell Pat he might be overly data driven. Tyler is probably over player driven. I'm the perfect blend. I'm the analytics guy.
Christ.
I'm perfect. I am God's gift to baseball takes. And so I'll throw something in there just to get him going. Just to get him going.
Yeah.
And Tyler used to beat up on Pat real bad in there, but he eased up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not I just like, to me, I think Steven Kwan is going to age very poorly. I think, I can't pay the problem. The realistic, the take that I had is do I think Steven Kwan right now in the year of 2026 is worth $25 million? I do. I think he's worth it. The problem is that Steven Kwan is not worth $25 million to my team because I'm not paying $25 million to anybody that's going to have to go to first and then won't steal bases and has to be hit 2 more hits for him to score.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it.
He wanted what, over $25 million a year?
Yeah,
like what, 28?
yeah. He's a singles hitter, Chris, that doesn't steal bases.
Yeah, and
what are we doing?
And his bat speed has gone down, I believe, every year for the last 3 years. And that
bat speed's going down, sprint speed's going down. I'm sorry, man. It's just like, to me, it's not and if Travis Bazzana is who we think he is, Travis Bazzana is Steven Kwan with more juice.
Yeah, but we're hoping grows into more juice.
Yeah, but I'm also I'm gonna save the Travis Bazzana take that I have that I'm starting to get to for probably next week.
Okay, I want to see him play. I want to see him play in the World Baseball Classic. Spring training's on Saturday.
Yep.
So we'll see. Split squad Saturday. You excited?
Yeah.
I think it'll be good to see him dust it off.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited to see, who performs well, because I think there's going to be a lot of competition in the outfield. There's going to be a lot of competition in the middle of the infield. And
dude, I think they're making Brito a utility guy, and they're going to try to shop I think Brito and Schneemann are competing for utility guy, and then whoever loses is going to get shipped. And I hope Schneemann loses because I want him.
You can't have him, so quit asking.
You don't even like Schneemann, bro. Everyone just wants to keep Schneemann because I like Schneemann.
I do like Schneemann. What
you
do
guys
you mean?
Don't appreciate. You guys don't. You don't appreciate. You don't really like Schneemann.
Okay.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, if I read you Schneemann's like stats,
bro, I was the one who said that he should be He should also get 500 at bats, and he should play every day, just at a different position.
Saying like nobody sees the beauty in Schneemann the way I do.
What did I just say?
You said that, but you didn't really mean it. Because you don't like 206 batting average. You don't like Schneemann.
I do like Schneemann. I think Schneemann would hit better if he played more.
Yeah, there we go. That's fair. Hey, can we have a halftime report? We'll do a halftime report. This channel's criminally... Oh, Sleepy Audi, 10. Thanks for the 10. This channel's criminally underrated. I agree. We have big aspirations that I'm like trying to put into motion this year. Been sub for a few months. Finally got to catch a live. Keep up the great work. Go Cavs. Glad you said that. Cavs score update. It is the middle of the third quarter, and the score is 87-54.
This Cavs
Belt
team,
to ass.
this Cavs team might have just became Thanos, dog. I'm just saying. They may have just become Thanos. All right, Michael Irvin, chill out.
Get the belt out. Harden's home. What's Harden have?
Dude, have they become? I'm serious. Have the Cavs become the Thanos of the Eastern Conference?
They might never lose again. They haven't lost since Harden got in. And his legs are fresh. You end up doing that dumbass all-star break, dude. Just saying, it's real belt to ass, dude. I'm looking at the box sheet, and everybody's, and it's crazy because it's belt to ass with nobody caring. Donovan Mitchell, 17 points. James Harden, 16. Evan Mobley with 8 on 6 field goal attempts. The third quarter, he's gonna get to 12 field goal attempts, maybe.
Oh, yippee!
Hey, it's 8 points in 14 minutes. You'll take that. No, we know Brooklyn is bad. Can I just fucking celebrate my guy? Holy shit.
So the one thing that I want to see from the Cavs in the second half is it sounds like it's going to be Harden and Allen are going to be a pair, and then Mitchell and Mobley are going to be a pair.
I mean, we'll see.
And I think it should be the opposite, personally. Okay. And now I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm a basketball aficionado. I'm not. I know a little bit about a little bit. But in my opinion, I would rather see and I want this for 2 reasons. One, I want to see what Mobley looks like coming off a slip screen where Harden gives him the ball at the elbow and he has all like he has the whole floor to make a play. Because Mobley has more skill with the ball in his hands than Allen.
And Jared Allen's bag looks deep with Harden there. Like, imagine what an actually deep bag would look like with Harden there. No, I agree. Right. I'm with you, and I want to see it. And I'm going to go back and watch all of Evan Mobley's possessions today. Obviously, we're live during the game right now because I just want to see. But they're going belt to ass right now. And it's funny because you look at the plus minus, it's like plus 37, plus 25, plus 22, plus 29, plus 28. It's a blowout. It's good basketball. Other separate note, Dean Wade, 4 for 4, 3 for 3 on threes. Love that. That shit matters.
And yes, the reason why I trust Harden in the playoffs is because Harden's never lost to a team in the playoffs that didn't have a superstar.
He's never lost to a team without 2 Hall of Famers on it.
This Eastern Conference is ass.
2-pack.
Ass, bro.
2-pack.
So, and I also believe that Donovan Mitchell is going to also be able to elevate because of Harden. He's going to be fresher. He's going to play harder. He's going to have better legs in the playoffs. I think Mitchell is going to be – he's just going to be better when it comes time. And that's who I trust to go score, when, Harden has his nights where he chooses not to shoot for whatever reason.
And look, when he did choose not to shoot, that's good. We got Donovan Mitchell for that.
Right. So yeah, I and the other reason why, before you interrupted me,
better watch
is
out.
that I still don't think Evan Mobley is shooting the ball enough.
I agreed.
And I just think Donovan Mitchell, I got into an argument with somebody on Twitter, like, he thinks that Mitchell gets Mobley the ball in space, but like he doesn't. It hasn't been working. Yeah, Evan Mobley hasn't taken the step that we've needed him to. If Evan Mobley took the step, we don't even have James Harden because we don't need James Harden. And he didn't take the step. And he was basically, him and Mitchell were a pair. They've been a pair since Mitchell's been here. And I don't think that Mobley's offensive game has developed. He hasn't got assertive. And Harden's going to make Mobley take the basketball and make plays.
Well, and he catches the ball flat-footed is what happens with Donovan Mitchell. Bigs don't catch the ball flat-footed with James Harden. I think that matters. I think being and movement matters. I do a couple.
That's my basketball casual hot take of the night.
I do want. Here we go. Hot take from Rod. Here's for the 5. Hot take of the night. For the love of the game is not a baseball movie. It's a chick flick that happens to involve someone who plays baseball. I'd probably agree.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Huh.
I think it's definitely a chick. There's definitely an element of the chick flick, but the way that he just talks about the game of baseball and the how much and the backstory to even how they got that game and got to film that movie in Yankee Stadium. It's a baseball movie. It absolutely is a baseball movie.
Okay.
Bro, they had to lie
To George. I know,
to
and that's why I don't
George.
fuck with that. I don't fuck with that. Don't lie to George. Don't lie to George.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can set that up on a date. Pat and Tyler movie date. That's what I'm going to organize actually this
What's a
week. What are you
Pat
doing this week?
move?
What are you doing this weekend?
What was a Pat move? I'm confused. That I didn't agree with that being a chick flick.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm taking Jace to the car show.
Cool. Pat's coming to town. Let's set up a time for you guys to go on a date. You guys can watch the game together. That's real love in baseball. Anyway, got a couple mock drafts I want to talk about.
Let's do it.
I want two things. I want you to tell me how realistic these mock drafts are. And then I want you to grade the Browns pick. We're going to start with the Athletic mock draft. They have Fernando Mendoza 1, Arvel Reese 2, Francis, I always bunch his last name, 3, the tackle to the Cardinals, David Bailey 4 to the Titans, Caleb Downs 5 to the Giants, and Spencer Fano 6 to the Browns. How likely is this top 6, and do you like the pick there?
So I think Fernando Mendoza is a lock at number 1.
I do too.
And I think Arvel Reese is close to a lock at number 2. Considering that I know the Jets desperately need a quarterback, but they're just not taking Ty Simpson at number 2. I actually do think the Cardinals are a sneaky target to take.
Francis.
Yes. Because
he's the best fit there because they have left tackle locked down forever.
Yeah, they have Paris.
Yeah, and so you would keep him at right tackle, but he's an elite right tackle.
Correct. Now Tennessee, I don't know how you don't take Ruben Bain. I think I would take Ruben Bain over David Bailey in a heartbeat.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think Ruben Bain is just. I think what he did in the playoffs was really incredible.
Yeah, I guess it's just like one is like a real sack expert, and the other one is more like isn't viewed that way. And maybe Ruben Bain should be viewed that way, but David Bailey is viewed as like a real sack expert.
But I'm taking the athlete.
Well, I think they're similar athletes.
I'm a Ruben Bain guy.
Yeah. Well, and that's fair.
I would never say that the Tennessee made a bad pick if they take David Bailey or Ruben Bain, but I would take Ruben Bain.
He's got a unique body shape for a defensive end to me, and that might be problematic or weird for me to say. But, I mean, 14 and a half sacks and 3 forced fumbles. And he's got good tape against 2 guys who are first round tackle grades.
So the interesting pick here is the Caleb Downs pick to the Giants.
I don't think it's interesting at all. I think that's very hardball.
I just wonder. I mean, I guess I'm going based off of what you've been saying is that they're going to take a receiver.
Yeah, I mean, I want them to take a receiver, but Harbaugh's the same one that took Kyle Hamilton in the first round with the Ravens.
Listen, I am of the opinion that Caleb Downs
highest floor. It's the Mason Graham of this draft.
He is. It's a higher floor than that. I think it is. I think he's a 10-year All-Pro. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he's I
think that's the ceiling. Yeah.
Pencil him in
forever
to be a 10-year starter at safety.
Yeah, it's like Paris Johnson, I guess.
Not even pencil in, like Sharpie that bitch. Like
put in Sharpie.
It's in Sharpie. So you're never gonna get. I'm never gonna criticize a team for taking a player like that because it is a peace of mind. So. If they did that, anybody that takes Caleb Downs is going to make a great you're going to make a great pick. I don't know what to tell you.
It's a good investment. I'd agree.
Yeah. So I am in favor of taking Spencer Fano. I think I've landed my hat, put it in stone. That's who I want the Browns to take. I want the Browns to take a 10-year left tackle. That's what I wrote. That's just what I want to see.
And then I agree with you. I do want to do your mock draft to compare to that one because I think yours.
This is mock draft 1 for Tyler. This is not
Tyler's mock draft 1. You have Fernando Mendoza 1, Arvo Reese 2, Francis 3 again to the Cardinals, Ruben Bain at 4 to the Titans, and then Carnell Tate 5 to the Giants, and then Fano 6 to the Browns. So yours is pretty close. You did flip the 2. Obviously, you went Ruben Bain instead of David Bailey. You have David Bailey going 7th to the Commanders. The Folk kid actually going 8 to the Saints. Now, I'm going to jump ahead. You have Caden Proctor out of Alabama at number 24 to the Browns. So you're going absolute tackle versus the highest upside out of all the tackles, but maybe the highest bust percentage. What makes you feel good about taking Caden Proctor at that number 24 slot?
So I looked at the remaining available tackles that were like first round potential, and that was Caden Proctor, that was Monroe Freeling, and Max Anchor from Arizona State. And so I thought, well, Monroe hasn't played as much football as Caden Proctor's played. And Caden Proctor's also a better athlete. And then Caden Proctor's also a better athlete than both of them. Now, I do wonder if Caden Proctor isn't a guard in the NFL.
He's so big. I think he's a guard, but he's so big.
So I thought Wyatt Teller and Emily, I am okay with Wyatt Teller leaving. I'm not. I think he had a great run in Cleveland. I think, his wife kind of got out of pocket a couple times, but I thought Wyatt Teller was awesome while he was here, and it was just time for him to move on. But Wyatt Teller was also a really good athletic pulling guard, and I think Caden Proctor is athletic enough to do that as well, and he's also massive. But I also think Caden Proctor is athletic enough to go. You can slide him over to right tackle.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I tend to agree. I think I don't know if he's good enough to be a tackle, but I know he's good enough to play on the offensive line somewhere.
If you told me that the Browns took Monroe Freeling instead of Caden Proctor, I'd also be okay with that.
I wouldn't want the kid from Arizona State, the Max kid, and I'm like maybe jaded. I watched him. You know what I watched of his as part of my studying? I watched a Texas Tech tape. He got dominated the whole day.
Yeah.
Like bad.
Yeah.
Like on his ass, on the ground, spinning out. Like he looked bad.
I would rather take the kid from Northwestern, Caleb. I forget his last name. He's the tackle from Northwestern who won the Big Ten Offensive Lineman of the Year over that kid from Arizona State.
I would go get the kid from Iowa, Dunker.
That too. I would take him as well. But Monroe Freeling is a first round tackle.
Yeah.
So if you felt better about Monroe Freeling, I'd be like, okay, that's fine too. He just hasn't played as much football as Caden Proctor's played.
That's real. Those are the two I want to focus on today. I do want to hit other ones later on.
I do want to say I had Arvell Reese going to the Jets at number 2. I had Caleb Downs going to Kansas City at 9. I had Sonny Styles going to Cincinnati at 10.
I think that's going to happen.
And then I had Cade McDonald going to the Chargers.
That feels like a very Jim pick.
So I had four
Buckeyes.
4 Buckeyes in the first round.
That's good. I do want to get some supers and get out of here. I got to get these kids in bed, Rod, thanks for the 2. I have major concerns for Arvo Reese and pass coverage. Well, I think we're not going to have any concerns. I think that's a pass rusher.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be in coverage, my guy.
Yeah, dog. That's like saying I have worries about Paul Skeens at the plate. That's a pitcher, not a hitter.
Yeah.
My guy Ben, thanks for the 5. Tyler, Dabo Sweeney, I'll stop the disrespect. You're the homie. Oh, we love when guys become dudes become guys rock.
Ben, you're the man.
Thanks, man. I love this little community we have, dude. We kind of rock out. It's kind of dope.
Yeah.
Don, thanks for the 10. Thanks, fellas. Always a good time. Appreciate you guys pulling up. We're going to try to go live more and more and more. I'm going to have a little bit more time given my circumstances. I'm going to be home a little bit, so I'll be clipping things up a little bit more. So I'm excited about that. Really excited for some free training coverage. Baseball is kind of how me and Tyler really bonded actually back in the day, and then rebonded over football. Pause. I don't know if I have to pause. I just feel like I have double bond. Got to pause. But just be on the lookout. We're going to do more and more stuff. So
we're floating around the 9,000 subscriber mark.
Yeah, dude.
Weird thing.
We like gain 5, lose 4. It's weird. So and sub while you're here. I'd appreciate it.
Like and sub. If you're listening and you're not sub.
Yeah.
And tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Yeah, be a friend, tell a friend. I'm Chris. That's Tyler.
Peace.